I have never liked mobile games. I much prefer the model of purchasing a game and being able to do everything within it, with maybe some DLC down the line to add more to it. The only barrier between me and the best players is skill. With mobile games, another big barrier, budget, is introduced. Now, I'll admit, I am a fan of some mobile games, like Angry Birds, but all in all, mobile gaming has left a bad taste in my mouth. I played Pokemon Go when it first launched, and for a couple of months I was on the hype train, but as time went on, I realized I just wasn't having fun. The game didn't live up to what I wanted it to be, especially after they made it mandatory to play the game in order to complete the National Pokédex. I tried Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, a turn-based RPG starring everyone's favorite characters like Clone Sergeant or Jedi Consular. But eventually, it became too difficult to play without investing some serious chunks of time or chunks of cash. Mario Kart Tour is a complete cash grab, and I had a hard time doing well in the game even with the monthly subscription. And Miitomo was interesting, but not enough people played it for it to last even a year. But there is one mobile game that I actually really like, Fire Emblem Heroes. Ever since I played Awakening, I have loved Fire Emblem. I even like Fates. Yeah, that one. But sometimes the bigger maps can tire me out, optimizing classes and skills can get pretty complex, and after a playthrough, it can be hard to get into another one. Well, Fire Emblem Heroes simplifies everything. When this game got announced, I was so excited. I patiently awaited for the fall 2016 release, and it was delayed. But when January 2017's Fire Emblem Direct rolled around, we got to see everything. I downloaded the game as soon as it released. I restarted until I got a 5-star character, and ended up with 2, being Marth and Tiki, and I played the game religiously for 2 years. Most of the fond memories I have with this game are from when the first Choose Your Legends characters were released. I spent all of August saving up for orbs to get the most popular characters in the game, and then I spent all of them trying to get all 4. It took me until the last day of the banner's availability to get the complete set, with Roy evading my grasp until then. Maybe that's why he's my least favorite protagonist in the series. For a majority of this 2-year stretch, my team rotated between Ike, Lucina, Lynn, Alencia, Sigurd, Reinhardt, Robin, and Marth. I love these guys, and I still use them today. But as time went on, the game began to seem a lot more cash grabby. Legendary heroes were introduced, boosting your player versus player scores and having what seemed to be broken skills out of the box. I got my hands on quite a few, but they never worked with the characters I like to use all that well. And more seasonal characters got released for every major holiday, giving us great characters that you only have a limited time to get. And skills were getting increasingly more powerful. Eventually, I decided I had just had enough. With all the power creep and all of the limited units, I just wasn't having much fun anymore, so I stopped playing. And then, the Savior arrived. Yeah, I voted for Gatekeeper in CYL5. You got a problem with that?
Yes, I did.
When I booted up Heroes for the first time in nearly 2 years, a lot had changed. New events, new characters, and a lot of the characters that were top tier back in the day were much less powerful, even some of the legendary heroes. But for the most part, I enjoyed a lot of the changes. I'm still not a fan of the power creep, but other than that, I enjoy the new events. The story seems pretty engaging, and most importantly, I'm having fun again. But there is one new thing that is a complete game changer. It is so beneficial to the game, but at the same time, it represents everything I hate about mobile games. Fay Pass. For $10 a month, players get quality of life changes, such as being able to restart your turn, allowing for auto battle to automatically start maps in sequence, and the biggest change of them all, buffing older characters. This is the biggest draw of Fay Pass. Old characters are given new artwork and a boost to all stats each month. With a month subscription, you get 3, and you can buy characters you missed for $5. Well, a bunch of my old characters got alts, but here I am with lowly year 1 stats. But I wouldn't pay for a mobile game, so how can I get these? And that's when I devised my evil plan, using Swagbucks to get Google Play gift cards. Swagbucks is an online service that gives you points by playing games, answering surveys, watching videos, or making purchases. These points can then be used to buy real gift cards. Seems simple enough. I got an account for a giveaway on YouTube almost 10 years ago, so I reactivated my account and started playing some of the games they promoted. I started with Grand Harvest Solitaire. This game seems pretty simple, and by playing it, I could earn a $20 gift card. So, what do I need to do? Okay, I'll give it a shot. Oh, come on! I got to level 60 and ran out of points.
Later that same evening.
AFK Arena, a game that plays itself. Get one legendary character and you earn $25. And I've got to say, this game is pretty alright. Not something I play all the time, but I was able to complete the challenge and earn my Swagbucks within the allotted time. So I set up a second account and did it again. This is where my hunger for power began to emerge. Suddenly, one gift card wasn't enough. I had to have Fay Pass until Gatekeeper released. I had to have the alts for all of the characters I use. So I did AFK Arena a second time. Now what? Board Kings is a board game, and a crappy one at that. Every time I booted up the game, I had to close 3 ads for in-app purchases. But with enough luck, I earned $20 in Swagbucks. In fact, even though the quest is to get to level 13, I was credited at level 11, and it seems like a lot of others were too. So, I've done AFK twice, and Board Kings twice, but there are still a few characters I want. Well, I did try Survey Junkie, a website where you can earn cash for answering surveys, and I did enough to get a couple more characters, but it could take an hour just to get into one survey, and even then, all of the surveys worth more than $1 fill up before that I can get in. Come on! Well, if I want one more gift card, I guess I'll be going back to Swagbucks. But I want to earn this without making a single purchase. And fortunately, there is one way to earn Swagbucks without having to do anything. You can refer up to 10 people to the site, and if they earn 300 Swagbucks within a month, you also get 300. And if they install the Swag button, a browser extension, then you get another 100. So, let's see, who can I refer? Oh, well that's depressing. With no friends to refer, I had to resort to playing a few low-reward games. Some games can earn you a ton of Swagbucks, but have nearly impossible challenges or require in-app purchases. Of these low-reward games, the one that took the longest was Harvestland, a farming sim. I am not a fan of simulation games. I had a Sims game when I was little, and I had no idea what I was doing. I tried Animal Crossing, but I got bored after 20 minutes. So, it's safe to say I didn't enjoy this one either. In the game, you have to try and gain territory, but to gain territory, you need resources to feed your villagers, and to get resources you need inventory space. But increasing your inventory space and defeating monsters that block new territory both require the same items, which can take days to find. I swear when I die, this might just be my purgatory. There was also War Thunder, a combat game where you can pilot planes, tanks, and ships, and are assigned to team-based missions. This one was pretty okay. The goal here was to get 5 wins, but I was credited in 2. And unfortunately, it's the one I spent the least time on, completing the challenge within an hour of starting. In fact, it took longer to download and set up the game than to play it. But at this point, I only had a few hundred Swagbucks to go, so I installed a few more apps and answered a few low-reward surveys to finish up. And I did it! After months of hard work, I earned over $100 worth of Google Play gift cards. So, let's see what it got me. Alright, so with my first month of Fay Pass, I got 1 character I like, and 2 that I either don't use or don't care about. That's the risk of the subscription. You get 3 characters, but those characters aren't revealed until about a week or 2 before they release. So, whether you get someone you like is completely up in the air. I waited until Reinhardt was available, but the other 2 characters weren't revealed at the time, so I ended up with 2 I didn't like. I did end up getting a solid chunk of the characters that I missed. They may not be as powerful as the newest legendary heroes, but they work well enough for me to be able to justify using them in some of the more premium modes. Plus, in some cases, the artwork is a great improvement. For example, I never liked Hector or Minerva's art, so now, here's actual artwork. And that's not all. In addition to getting the stat boost and the new art, you also get another copy of the character that you can merge with your existing copies in order to make them stronger. During my first run of the game, I tried to get Robin, my favorite character, to the maximum number of merges, but I was never able to get him there. Thanks to Fay Pass, I finally did, and I'm getting close to getting Marth there as well. So, am I glad that I have these stat boosts and new artwork for the characters I used when I first played Heroes? Yes. Was it worth earning all of those Swagbucks? Probably not.